Heyo everybody, Haku here with the second half of Magical Girl Raising Project or Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku Queen's Chapter 3, Let's Be Friends. So the first half of this one was mostly just Puk Puck being evil and sketchy, but then we ended off with some stuff with CQ Angel Hamuel, and I'm actually really I liked her last arc. She wasn't that important really last arc, but I liked her in Aces. But I don't know. I'm kind of like getting to the point with the stuff with her and Let and everything. I'm kind of starting to like Hamuel a lot and the role she's playing. But yeah, we're going to start on page 15 with Mana at the very end of page 15. And sorry if my voice kind of fails me, if I might need to drink a little bit of water this read through, quite a bit, but I recorded like hours worth of videos yesterday, plus I already tried to record one video today to kind of warm up before recording this. But yeah, my voice, I don't know how strong it'll be the whole way through. But either way, starting with Mana, end of page 15. In a miracle, Mana managed to escape from Puck Manor. She hasn't actually seen any of the three sages in person, but that was the closest she's ever gotten to one of them. When she arrived back in the Examination Division HQ, Flea was nowhere to be found. Apparently she went off to meet a magical girl from Osk faction. Okay, so getting set up for what we just saw. The current situation escalated to outrageous heights. The Puck faction has been making moves to raid the first mage's device. To raid the first mage's device in the ruins where it was stored. If they wanted to prevent that, they would need an army. That isn't supposed to be the Examination Division's job. However, it's unexpectedly fallen into Mana's hands. And so Mana decided to head to the meeting site. As a representative of the Examination Division, Mana got on a new car and Uluru sat in the back seat. The magical girl with the toy gun, her name was Uluru. Although she supposedly serves underneath Puk Puck, for some reason she's running away from her manor. Mana threw her magical phone at the passenger seat once more, putting it on loudspeaker. "Why did you save me?" asked Uluru. "Because it seems you were in trouble," said the magical phone. Mana could see Uluru's face getting redder in the rearview mirror. She asked her some questions. "So, why did you decide to go out on your own?" "I didn't go out on my own," shouted Uluru. The sudden outburst surprised Mana a bit. It looked like Uluru wanted to punch her from the back seat. That would be bad. She didn't know if Uluru knows Mana was a mage, so a punch from a magical girl would cause serious damage. Uluru's face was so red that Mana was sure she was furious. She tried asking from a different angle this time. "What I meant was, why did you run? Why were you being chased? I don't understand." "I was planning to go out of the mansion with Snow White. Something happened, and now I got chased. That's all." "Why were you trying to escape with Snow White?" "Why do you ask so many questions?" "Because I don't have answers. I gave you answers." "Not clear enough. I need more information." Since the entire car ride you've been asking me why, and I've always been answering. It's getting annoying." "It may be annoying, but without a clear picture I can't do anything." "But I gave you answers." "They weren't clear answers. I still need more info." "How much info do you need?" As many as I need it to. I get what they mean there." That was a little bit awkwardly said. "Why were you trying to escape with Snow White?" "Because I promised to escape with her to fight the bad guys." She doesn't seem to be lying at all, but her story doesn't make sense. Snow White was said to be working together with Puk Puck. Why would she want to escape? Was Puk Puck planning on sending spies outside of her manor? If so, Uluru would make a bad spy. "Mana, perhaps you shouldn't be talking to her in your usual way," said Flea from the magical phone. "What usual way?" "Exactly. Uluru was it. We just need to understand some things. We're not planning to hurt you," said Flea. Uluru seemed to at least calm down at Flea's words. Just then, from the rearview mirror, Mana spotted a distorted figure forming into a spherical shape. "Uluru's telling the truth, Pon." "A cyber fairy?" "Uluru's magic is to tell believable lies, Pon." Mana scowled. "Then there's no point in asking her any questions, then." "You're wrong, Pon, because if you think her story needs more explanation, then she's telling the truth, Pon." "What?" asked Mana. "Uluru's magic works best when she thinks she's telling a lie, Pon. If you believe her but continue to question her stories, she's probably telling the truth, Pon, or at least what she believes to be the truth, Pon. This is the mascot character that worked with Snow White, right? Mana recognized his will to defend those he believes upon. When Mana worked with Snow White, he was so enthusiastic about defending Snow White's actions, Mana couldn't forget his behavior if she tried. From what Mana knows of Snow White, she never wants to go out on a mission if Fall isn't involved somehow. The two were clearly close. Of course, there's also loyalty to consider. This Cyber Fairy was extremely close to Snow White. He wanted to defend Snow White so much it felt like 10 people in one Cyber Fairy were trying to defend her at times. Still, Mana trusted his word, more than she could trust a stranger. So, what you're telling me is, her magic is to make the things she says believable, right? Yes, but the key word is lies, Pon. Her magic focuses on her lying, Pon. So, how does it work? Until you get proof that she's lying, you'll always believe her words, Pon. However, if she believes she's lying, her magic is stronger. What the hell does that mean? When she says something that she believes is the truth, although you may believe her, it doesn't have to mess with your mind too much, Pon. After all, the truth should be believed, so her magic isn't as strong. Meaning, there's still room in your mind for doubt. For example, you may still want to ask for more details. The fact that you're constantly questioning her is proof that she's telling the truth, Pon. Okay, so let me summarize. If she's lying, her magic activates immediately and forces me to believe her. Period. If she's telling me the truth, it's still possible for me to question her further. Something like that, Pon. From Mana's magical phone there came a laughter. My, Uluru. The full details of your magic are interesting and complicated. Looks like with Mana's personality, you two are a perfect match. Uluru's face became red. Don't laugh at me. Thinking too hard about Uluru's magic, and how to tell if she's lying, is going to give Mana a headache. For now, she just needs to trust her gut. If Mana still wants to know more, Uluru's probably telling her the truth. That's the thing. That's what Fall just said, is if you think she's telling the truth, that means she's lying. If you completely trust her, that means she's lying. So the fact that you don't completely trust her means she's telling the truth. Let's change the topic. What exactly is going on? Asked Mana. I've talked to the Ask faction. I'm currently en route to the ruins where the first mage's device is supposed to be. Mana, you should come too. I'd love to have you on our side, said Flea. You're ordering me around? You understand your position, right? Asked Mana. Well, it's an emergency, of course. Mana slammed the brakes on the car. The magical phone flung towards the floor. And now we're cutting away. Deluge's mission was clear. Okay, so are we going to see what happens during the attack? How they get out of there, or if they don't get out of there? So we're going to see what happens with Deluge and Dark Cutie then. Deluge's mission was clear. Fight off Puk Puck's magical girls, but don't advance. After the coast is clear, she was to retreat. This was emphasized by Flea very carefully. When she asked Flea after the short battle, Flea replied that she had secured an alliance with the Ask faction, and Deluge was relieved. Relieved? Why was she relieved? Isn't Ask the enemy? Flea then gave her instructions to head toward a place known as the Ruins. There, both the Ask and Puck faction should be in the same place. For now, Deluge should hurry and join them. Deluge shut off her magical phone. She relayed her instructions to Dark Cutie, Glassy Ann, and Bluebell Candy. Dark Cutie nodded. Glassy Ann made a disgusted face. Bluebell Candy timidly nodded and looked down to the ground, avoiding eye contact. Deluge approached her. Bluebell became nervous. What's wrong? You don't want candy, do you? Asked Bluebell nervously. Deluge hesitated for a moment. Then she shook her head. She hasn't gotten Bluebell's candy in a while. The constant fighting has kept her mind off it. No candy. Medicine, please. Bluebell nodded, took out a small case, and gave Deluge the medicine in her palm. This is the most important thing she has to keep consuming. Without consuming this medicine every now and then, she'll physically be unable to maintain her magical girl form. In short, no medicine, no Princess Deluge. There was no need to take a large amount of medicine unless she was doing for battle. The medicine isn't infinite, so she should take as little as possible. Deluge took a closer look at the pill case. This is giving me death flags not for Deluge, but for Bluebell Candy, because I feel like a fate for Deluge that might be like a worse sort of karmic thing than actually dying is if Bluebell Candy dies, and then Deluge, not only has this person who was only here because of her died, but now Deluge can't be Deluge anymore. She doesn't have powers anymore, so she can never get her revenge. The fact that she could never get her revenge because she won't have her powers anymore could be an even, like, I don't know, I don't want to say better, because it's obviously much worse, but like writing-wise, an even more poetic ending for Deluge. There was no need to take a large amount of medicine unless she was doing for battle. The medicine isn't infinite, so she should take as little as possible. Deluge took a closer look at the pill case. She had received much more than her usual amount back during the Pure Element days. She took most of them from when she raided the Research and Development Division. Deluge wondered why she used so many of those medicines freely back then, even recently during her search for Sachiko. Or, I mean, she could go back to the Research and Development Division, but I think it's going to be a thing where they won't want her back and she'll lose her powers if Bluebell dies. But either way. Even recently during her search for Sachiko. Certainly there were good times to use them, but she should have been more careful. Sometimes she felt like she was using more than what's necessary. Who's even in charge nowadays? Most of her instructions have always come indirectly nowadays. Is the person even real? Is it one person or multiple people? How did they get so much information? They never appeared in front of Deluge in person either. Deluge looked at Dark Cutie. Dark Cutie looked back at Deluge. 5 minutes. We break for 5 minutes. Dark Cutie nodded. She took out her magical phone and turned it on. An anime OST began playing. Cutie Healer Galaxy OST. Oh, I love this. Phew, we finally get a break, huh? Said Glassy Ann, stretching her arms upwards. Bluebell exhaled deeply. Deluge leaned on a nearby wall, opposite Dark Cutie. She took a moment to consider her thoughts. She used to be happy that she's fighting the Osk faction. She was going to get her revenge. Recently, she'd been happy to be fighting the Puck faction as well. Armor Arlie, Blade Brenda, and Cannon Catherine. These were the 3 magical girls that were imprisoned by the Puck faction. Deluge wanted to rescue them. She can't believe that they'd be taken away like that. She felt guilty for it. A memory came to mind. A series of memories, actually. Just after breaking Arlie out of the research facility, she tried to recreate the same type of training that the Pure Elements had, finding a building to hide out in an underground cellar. There she had tried to do the same simulated fights that the Pure Elements always did from before, except it didn't work like that. The building they were in collapsed as a result of their training fight. When they got out of the rubble, Arlie seemed to stagger around a bit dumbfounded. Deluge remembered actually laughing at how silly the whole thing was. Of course the building shouldn't be able to take a magical girl's training, dummy. It reminded her of happier times. One time, Armor Arlie was impatient, wanting to eat. Deluge told her magical girls don't need to eat, but Arlie was insistent. So, they tried to eat as best they could. Deluge preferred consomme soup herself. Deluge looked up at the sky. She remembered the pure elements. How did things go wrong from there? Look at where she is now. She attacked the Research and Development Division. She, or at least her team, fought Snow White. She kidnapped Shadowgale. She killed the policeman magical girl. She killed many card soldier magical girls too. There's no turning back from this. She can't just decide to stop anymore. Alright, hold on. Okay. She can't just decide to stop anymore. That would make everything meaningless. It's too late for her. Where does she go from here? Only old memories gave her a semblance of some type of life. Can she restart herself? Rebuild? After all this, start over? She's not going to throw out her old memories away. She looked away from the sky. Dark Cutie was right in front of her, 30 centimeters in front of her. Due to shock, Deluge withdrew her head and hit the back of her head against the wall, groaning slightly. You okay? Asked Dark Cutie. Yeah, don't worry about it, said Deluge. Dark Cutie turned toward Glassy Ann and Bluebell. 5 minutes are over. Glassy Ann booed. Bluebell exhaled again. Both got up from the rooftop ground. Deluge wondered what her next steps are. She thought calmly about the present situation. If Fleur was clearly using Deluge as best she can. Fleur was clearly using Deluge as best she can. It was a tale of tug of war, it was a tug of war, even though for now they're on the same side. Once Deluge recaptures Shadowgale, she'll gain the upper hand again. If Fleur gets her hands on Shadowgale first, she can expose Deluge, and most likely Dark Cutie's group will side with Fleur instead. Alright. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's not good if they actually do rescue Shadowgale for Deluge, because then Dark Cutie and Glassy Ann would side with Fleur again over Deluge. Fleur would do that in a heartbeat. No conscience would be lost on her end. But Deluge can also play the power game. Once she gets Armor Arlie and the other man-made magical girls back, she can easily overpower Fleur's plans, recapture Shadowgale, and once again gain control over Fleur. Okay, so that means, I guess this is confirmation then, that what were they, Blade, Brenda, Cannon, something, and, hold on, what were they? Cannon, Catherine, and Armor Arlie. The three of them are all, man-made. Okay. Let me get back to where I was. Okay. Alright, she can easily outpower Fleur's plans, recapture Shadowgale, and once again gain control over Fleur. She's not going to get outplayed that easily. In order to use Fleur, Shadowgale would have to be Deluge's shield. Deluge knew what kind of person Fleur was. She wouldn't dare hurt Deluge if it meant Deluge hurting Shadowgale. With Fleur under her command, she can use Fleur, who is allied with the Osk faction, to destroy the Osk faction from inside. To do that, she had to defeat the Puck faction. Let's recap. Attack the Puck faction, defeat them, recapture Shadowgale, rescue Armor Arlie, Blade Brenda, and Cannon Catherine, defeat the Osk faction. This was Deluge's plan. She's playing it dangerously, but this was her game plan. Let's go, said Deluge. I like that we're actually getting her game plan, and also her game plan really isn't a bad one, you know? The demons were called, and the magical girls were carried away by their black-winged forms. And now we're getting to Shadowgale on page 25. Shadowgale. The tunnels in the route... Actually, this is our first time really seeing from Shadowgale's perspective this arc, I think. Okay. The tunnels in the ruins were fully controlled by the Puck faction. There was the smell of blood, iron, and fire. Magical girls were fighting and being injured, but Shadowgale kept walking ahead. There were magical girls all around her, but if she kept going further amidst all the chaos, there was a vague glimmer of hope. Shadowgale kept walking forward happily. She was wrapped in total bliss. If she kept walking forward, she would get to see Puk Puck again. Shadowgale missed Puk Puck. She wanted to see her face again. As she got closer to her, she saw that every other magical girl felt the same way as she did. Whether they're homunculi or magical girls, they were all smiling so happily at the sight of Puk Puck. Shadowgale felt like she was content with everything. She knew everyone around her thought of the same thing. Lady Puck. Ah, Lady Puck, you're so beautiful. You're so cute. You're so pretty. I can do anything for you. She heard the voices of the magical girls near Puk Puck. Lady Puck, you're perfect in every way. Lady Puck, we love you so much. Lady Puck, please make me more useful to you. Shadowgale began to shake in complete happiness at hearing the truth in these words. Tears of joy began streaming down her face. Puk Puck walked to each injured magical girl. She crouched down to them and touched them. Does it hurt? Asked Puk Puck. The injured magical girls would all look at her before smiling and nodding. I'm really sorry. I don't want anyone to get killed. Here, I'll have someone patch you up, okay? Said Puk Puck. Various healing magical girls went to work, carrying the injured away as they said thank you. In the hallways of the ruins, magical girls decorated the walls with paintings, the floors with flowers, and sprayed perfume everywhere. It was part of the baggage being packed to move in here, just like home. Puk Puck walked back. The nursing magical girls all looked toward her and smiled before continuing their work again after she left. Dancers and clown magical girls all danced near Puk Puck as well. Everything was for Puk Puck. The world was for Puk Puck. Shadowgale knew this as fact. There are people who still don't know about this, and that would make Puk Puck sad. However, wherever Puk Puck went, people understood. Adversaries attacked endlessly. Magical girls were against Puk Puck. Puk Puck disliked fighting, but she had no choice. After they were defeated, Puk Puck would come to them, and they would understand the truth. Puk Puck changes people. Shadow Gale used to be like them. She used to be a selfish magical girl who only thought about her own priorities. She used to use her magic for things that were worthless, serving someone who was nothing but selfish. She used to be afraid of meeting Puk Puck. However, after meeting her, she's felt nothing but happiness. Thank you for meeting me, Puk Puck. She thought about that every day. She followed Puk Puck closely behind. Every T-junction, every crossroad, Puk Puck knew this place like the back of her hand. And there, they reached the biggest part of the room. The ceiling was over 20 meters, and the room was largely circular in its shape. Puk Puck opened her arms wide. Ta-da! Well, what do you guys think? It was huge. Shadow Gale couldn't process it properly. Puk Puck walked closer to it, and Shadow Gale followed. The closer she got, the more nonsensical this thing would become. It seemed to be made of stone minerals, but it seemed to be made of ivy vines. It seemed to have a hard shape, but then it seemed blurry. It seemed to be a square, but then became a circle. It seemed to be a circle, but then it became a triangle. It was supported by 4 legs that shouldn't be able to support it. The more Shadow Gale tried to understand it, the more she got a headache, and the more she wanted to look away. She would have ran away scared if it weren't for Puk Puck being at her side. Puk Puck gently touched the thing. Gently touched the thing. My mentor gifted this to all of us, she said softly. When she touched the thing, it seemed like it shouldn't be touchable, but Puk Puck touched it anyway. I feel like my mentor gave this to us as a panic button. I feel like this should be used when you really think something bad's gonna happen. Don't you think so, guys? Asked Puk Puck. Shadow Gale nodded immediately. What Puk Puck says is correct. Shadow Gale didn't understand it, but she felt like it was correct. She trusts Puk Puck, and the other magical girls around her do too. Recently, the Land of Magic hasn't become what it used to be. With all the chaos and destruction that's happened in recent years, it feels as if the magical energy that the Land of Magic has is being strained, and I don't know what'll happen if more chaotic things happen. It makes me sad. Shadow Gale grieved. If Puk Puck was sad, Shadow Gale was sad too. Puk Puck knocked on the device's legs, producing a sound that couldn't be described. But that's why this thing's here. If we remodel this device, we can create enough magical energy to save the Land of Magic. We just need all the magical girls to work together. Don't worry, you'll all be safe during the process. All it's going to do is create more magical energy. Normally, this thing collects magical energy from the surroundings of the world, All you're doing is just speeding up the process. That's all. Shadow Gale was comforted by Puk Puck's words. Puk Puck looked at the faces of every magical girl around her. She walked off, and Shadow Gale was relieved that she can leave the thing behind, at least for now. My mentor was a smart and good person. They didn't want anyone bad to use the device, so what they did was create a seal. It's not a simple barrier either. It's a seal that should be unbreakable unless everyone works together. A sense of unity was required to break it, because my mentor believed that when the time is required and all the magical girls had to work together, only then would the device be modified. That's why I've collected the best of the best magical girls with all your unique skills in order to break the seal. That's gonna be your job, okay? Do your best, okay? And this makes sense. This is why she needed Shadow Gale, because Shadow Gale has the ability to because not only did she want to do this thing to like break the seal and to use the device, but it's not enough to use the device like she planned with Sachiko or whatever. She needs to modify it so that she can use her magic to make everyone become her friend. And Shadow Gale has the ability to modify devices. Okay. Puk Puck walked over to Shadow Gale and held out her hands, and naturally, Shadow Gale reached out to grab Puk Puck's hands first. The warmth of Puk Puck's hands lighted the courage in Shadow Gale's heart. I know you can do it, said Shadow Gale. Yeah, we can do it. Let's do our best. For you, Lady Puck. I'll do it all for you, Lady Puck, said Shadow Gale. Puk Puck smiled, and they all smiled back. Puk Puck walked away, and the magical girls happily smiled with each other. Everyone was happy. Everyone was so happy. The feeling of bliss washed over Shadowgale so much that she let out a loud laugh. She's never felt this way before in her life, and she didn't want it to go away. Alright, and there we are, at the end of Chapter 3. I'm excited. We're about, what, like a third maybe? Not quite even through this arc. Puk Puck is the most terrifying and cool villain. I love Puk Puck as a villain. Also, we got more stuff with other characters that was really nice. I want more Mana and Uluru, not for bad things to happen to them, but I just want more of them interacting and being themselves and everything, because Uluru is like one of my all-time favorites now already. So yeah, I'm excited for all that. It hurts seeing Shadowgale and Snow White in the positions they're in, but I love that it makes so much sense with the grand evil master plan of Puk Puck. She needs Shadowgale like that. We got more development, learning that Armor Arlie's a man-made magical girl, and also there's Blade Brenda and Canon Catherine? I don't remember what the canon was. I think it's Canon Catherine. So yeah, I guess they might come into play if Deluge's plan of rescuing them works out, and we got to learn Deluge's plan of rescuing them, which is nice. I'm interested to see, because we know Dark Cutie's such a powerful fighter, and she has her own plans here, I'm kind of interested to see what role Dark Cutie's going to play in the grand scheme of things and what she's going to be doing. So yeah, lots of great things. I loved the chapter. So either way, like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this week's read through. What your thoughts are on this chunk of chapter or whatever. Follow on Twitter if you want. Subscribe if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, ask and I'll give you one. And if you'd like to help support the channel on Patreon to help me keep making these videos, it's patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. But either way, that's it. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you all next time.